Hi guys, I'm Michelle with Be Empowered Yoga, day 7 of your 30-day yoga challenge. Are you ready for this? Let's get flowing. We're going to work our shoulders a little bit more today. So just rolling them out a little bit, doing a little dance here in the center, taking some nice deep breaths in. We're going to start to work into this a little bit more, keeping that belly button tucked into that spine. Nice and gently here, take a nice deep inhale, bringing those arms up. Bringing that gaze up. Exhale, bringing everything down. Inhale, bringing everything back up. Bringing that gaze up. Exhale, bringing everything down. Inhale, coming on up again. And exhale, down. Bringing those hands to your heart center. Let's sit down in this a little bit. Shooting those hands up as you take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, bringing those hands down. Inhale, shooting those hands up, bringing everything up. Tiny little back bend here, and then bringing everything back down to your center. Breathing here. Inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, bringing everything over to that left side. Breathing here, feeling a nice stretch in that side body. Inhale, coming up to center. Exhale, coming over to the other side. Breathing in this. And coming back up. Exhale, down. Bending those knees here. And then arching as you roll that spine and then roll those shoulders back, bringing those hands to your heart center. Inhale, shooting those hands up. Exhale, coming forward as you bend those knees and then rolling everything back up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Rolling those shoulders back up and bringing them back to your heart center. One more time. Inhale, shoot those hands up, bring that gaze up. Tiny little back bend. Exhale, coming down into that forward fold as you bend those knees, come down, and then rolling everything up, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling those shoulders back, bringing those hands to your heart center. Feeling good. All right, let's move to the front of our mat. Breathing here as you shoot those hands up with that tiny little back bend, moving through a half salute. Coming down into that forward fold, lifting up into a nice half lift. Coming on down, dropping that head, breathing here, rolling up, rolling those shoulders back, lifting those hands up to the sky. Exhale down into a forward fold. Inhale up to that half lift. Exhale down. Inhale, shooting those arms up to the sky with a tiny little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Lifting up to a half lift. One more time as you come down. Dropping that head, bending those knees, planting those hands. Stepping back into a plank position. Breathing in this plank position. Remembering where that body should be. No popped up bottoms. No saggy pelvic. Just breathing here. That gaze should be a little bit in front of you. Breathing nice and strong here. Dropping those knees down, pushing back into a child's position. Breathing in this child's pose. And coming back up. Tucking those toes under, pushing back into our first downward dog. Looking back at those feet here, finding your grounding with your hands and your feet, lifting and lowering those heels here. So nice and strong, yet gentle. Breathing through this, building those endorphins as we work those muscles. Keeping that gaze back at those toes as you lift and lower, even bending those hips in. Breathing, and then coming to a nice pause as we take a few breaths here. Take a nice deep breath in, and exhale. Inhaling, and exhaling. Breathing here. A few more times. Enjoying this feeling. Dropping those knees down, opening those legs up, and pushing back into this nice open child's position. This is allowing for that belly to fill up with oxygen all the way, so use it. Use that space and fill those lungs. Go ahead and ground that forehead and nose tip to the mat. Enjoy that breath, because we're about to work hard. Breathing. And coming up to our nice tabletop position. Tucking those toes under, pushing back into our downward dog. Coming back forward into our plank position here. Breathing in this plank position. So if you need to adjust those hands a little bit, that's okay. But now staying with those hands in that spot. Pushing back all the way into this downward dog. How'd you do? All right, let's try that one more time. Coming back forward into this plank position. Are you in a perfect plank? Or do we have bottoms up? Come back forward. Let's stay in this nice plank here. Breathing through this. Getting rid of that monkey mind. Enjoying this. Feeling the strength of your body. Breathing nice and full and deep to feed those strong muscles. Pushing up and back into that nice downward dog. Go ahead and drop those knees down. Open up to mat width into our child's position. Breathing through this child's pose. Getting ready to flow into this a little bit more. Coming back up and bring those knees back in. Tucking those toes under, pushing back. Coming back forward into this plank. Dropping down onto those forearms. Breathing here, so you can make a fist with this, or you can plant those hands down onto the mat here. I like to make a fist. So in this nice little plank position here, you can always drop those knees down and come back up. Remembering that. This is our dolphin plank. Breathing and then pushing back into dolphin. So if you need to walk those feet up, you can, or walk them back to adjust. Find your spot and then move forward. So you're going to move over those hands to get into your plank and then push back to work into those shoulders. Really feeling your shoulders, working and burning. Remember, you can always drop those knees down if you need to. Pushing back up with those knees, coming back forward into this dolphin plank. Breathing here and pushing back. A few more times like this as you take a nice deep inhale, coming forward. And then exhale, pushing up into that dolphin. Inhale, coming into the dolphin plank. Exhale, pushing up. A few more times, you've got this. Coming forward and pushing back. Breathing, coming forward and dropping back. Nice job. Drop those knees down. You deserve this child's pose. Pushing back. Ground that forehead and the nose tip to the mat. Let's bring those arms back around behind you. Give them a rest as well. Breathing here. Fill those lungs up. As you rest here, thinking about what we just did, allowing the body to go through that in your mind, allowing the vessels to just relax and feed off that oxygen you're sending them. Taking one more nice deep inhale and exhale. Bringing those hands back forward in front of you. Coming back up to our tabletop position. Tucking those toes under, pushing up into your downward dog. Looking back at those feet. Coming back forward into your plank position. Breathing in this plank. You're going to love plank after today. Lifting that right leg off the mat. Breathing here. And dropping it down. Lifting that left leg off. Breathing. And dropping it down. Dropping those knees down, untucking those toes. Bring that pelvic down to the mat as we come down with chaturanga arms. Keeping that gaze forward. Inhale up into a nice cobra. Bringing those hands down to the mat. Lifting up into this. Breathing here. And enjoying this nice little rest here. Bringing those hands out in front of you. So we're going to make a nice little padding in front of us. Lifting that right leg off the mat. Holding it here for one moment. Enjoying this. Smiling. And dropping that leg down. Lifting that left leg up. So now we're working the back of our core here. This is very important. It'll keep your body nice and strong and aligned so you can stay nice and tall. Dropping that leg down. Lifting the other leg up. Extending that left arm. Right leg up. Breathing in this. So opposite legs here. Opposite arm. And bring everything down. Bring that arm back in. Bring the other one out. Lifting everything up here. Breathing. Working the front and the back of the core today. Those shoulders. And coming back in. Bringing those fingertips underneath your shoulders, keeping those elbows tucked into the body, tucking those toes under, pushing up and back into your downward dog. Looking back at those toes. Inhale, bring that gaze forward. Exhale, walking to the front of the mat. Oh, we're coming up. And inhale up into a nice half lift. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, arms all the way up, tiny little back bend. Exhale, come on back down. Lifting up into that half lift. Planting those hands and stepping into our favorite, our plank position. Breathing in this plank position, remembering where you should be. Enjoying this. And coming down to those forearms. Breathing into this, adjusting those shoulders and that body, and then pushing back up into that dolphin. So go ahead and adjust those feet if you need to. Your gaze is kept on those hands. And then come back forward over them. Breathing, moving through this a few times. And coming forward. Exhaling as you move back into that dolphin. Inhale into dolphin plank. One more time. Exhale, coming into dolphin. Inhale, coming into dolphin plank. Dropping those knees down, untucking those toes, bringing those hands out, and lifting up into this baby cobra. Breathing here. And planting those hands, lifting up a little bit higher. And pushing back into our child's position. Breathing here. Let's go ahead and walk yourself up. Taking a nice deep inhale, bringing those arms up to the sky with a tiny little back bend. Exhale, bring those hands down to your heart center. Breathe in nice and full and deep as you fill those lungs here. You made it. Day 7, now completed. Great job. I'm so proud. I will see you tomorrow for day 8. Namaste.